Hey, good evening, everybody. Hi, I'm Ross Cook of Ross Cook Balancing. I'd like to welcome you to this Facebook Live tonight. You're probably going to hear dog puppies running around and all kinds of things in the background, so that'll be awesome. Hey, last night, and thank you for your feedback. Last night we talked about Nut'em, which was not up to me, and completely up to me, and to cooperatively up to me. And the middle one can be completely up to me or only up to me. And I wanted to go back, and I had some questions today, and I want to answer them now. And so the first one, it's not up to me, not up to me. And that sometimes sounds a little like, and this can be, you can see it in other people, you can see it in yourself, in the trials and tribulations of being a entrepreneur, and then there's 50 things you need to be able to do, and you're good at 3 of them, and you know what, and sometimes you just wish it would idle and do a great job on its own. But not up to me. Okay, in ancient Hawaiian, there's a term called kuleana, and it's interesting to watch the ancient definitions of it versus the current definitions of it. It's fascinating to watch how language changes over time. What it means is kuleana meant a response or a state or a manifestation, a connection of that's who I am. That's like, this is who I am. It's my responsibility. And it goes back through my family. It's like a big, long, there may be a lot of things going on around it, but I have this core that goes back, and it's a state that I hold. And kuleana, so people would say it's my kuleana. And it immediately connects them to parents, grandparents, ancient grandparents, the land, the water, the sky. It immediately logs them back. Now, if you spend much time in Hawaii, you'll hear young kids in Hawaii saying, hey, it's not my kuleana, man. And what they mean is it's not my responsibility. It's not my job. It's not my state. I don't own that. Somebody else owns that. I don't have to behave according to your belief in that because that's not mine. Okay? And that's a fascinating use. And there's a metaphor, if you read the dictionaries now in current Hawaii, and they'll say the metaphor of if you owned somebody owned a bunch of land and you owned a little piece in the middle, you would then be called back again and again and again to, that's my kuleana, that's my place, and that's my, well, I think the ancients were using that, and you're seeing a metaphor that they describe as real. Well, you'd own land, and then there was this little land, and then they knew you from that land, and therefore your beliefs came from there. I think that's actually a metaphor for the entire Ohana all the way back to the beginning. Well, what's that have to do with us? I know what it has to do with me a great deal is the opposite of it's completely up to me. Completely up to me. Oh my goodness, I'm the only one who can do it. I have to do it. I have to cut off all helpers. That opposite of that is, it's not my kuleana. It's not up to me, and neither are correct. Neither are correct. It's cooperatively up to me. The cells in my body, I have to literally help them because they're living and dying every day. They're living their lives. They're being born. They're being teenage cells. And some days they're struggling. And some days I'm not so well. Maybe I'm ill. And those illnesses are being acted by my cells and the gaps in my cells. And I need to bring a healthy philosophy to that of cooperation. And so if I intend my values and if I intend what's going on in my life cooperatively into that, I have a lot smoother flow type life. I have a flow world, and then it's up to me to then go out and determine how I want to connect to that world. So be mindful. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is I was asked about this, and I wanted to clarify it because you've heard me talk about the Hawaiian terms and how the ancient Hawaiians were actually whole-brained all the time. And so their language came from an intuition as well as the words. And the words, sometimes we don't quite understand them. They don't match up based on where our state is in that intuition, in that intuitive world. And that's why we love and feel such beauty and wholeness and completeness when we're around the beautiful islands of Hawaii. And when we're around Hawaiians at any time, there's a different state. Well, that's that state of cooperation. And it's that state of kuleana that goes all the way back, generations and generations, to not only people and family units, but to the land, and to the mountains, and to the water, and to the sky, and the air, and the fish, and everything that's here. Everything is part and parcel of the one, of the wholeness, right? And all of that becomes your ohana, and you end up spending time with it. So I work to be mindful, and I put yarn on my watch to teach my conscious mind as I go through the day. And I look for examples of where I see not up to me beliefs, and where I see and hear and witness, but it's only up to me beliefs, like, oh my goodness. You know, when you lift weights and then you rest. You know, it's not good to lift all the time. Completely up to me, completely up to me. No, it's not completely up to you. It's not only up to you. The oxygen you're breathing tonight was 60% of it was made in ocean that you haven't seen in, what, months, maybe ever in your life. This is a cooperative universe. And getting your philosophy in business, and being an entrepreneur, and being a parent, and being an observer of the world, a connected person to this world of what you want and what you be, what you want to have, do, think, and be. You know, that's the intention. That's the life we're living now. I help people, high-level entrepreneurs, stop self-sabotaging behaviors by stopping limited values and beliefs so they can continue to grow sustainable, profitable businesses and healthy, value-based lives. That's what we do. And it's to that cooperation in life, not the two extremes of it's only up to me or it's not up to me at all. It's not my kuleana. Okay? I believe in you. I hope this helps you. This is the idea. We're moving toward oneness, wholeness, cooperation. Thank you for the feedback today, because it guided me back to using this topic again. I hope you didn't mind hearing it a second time, and I hope it clarified your questions. I believe in you, and I choose and hope and believe and imagine for you that you're weller now than you were this morning, and tomorrow morning you'll be weller than you are right now. I believe in you. I hope the best for you. I wish the best for you, and I'll be here tomorrow night to talk to you again. I'm Ross Cook of Ross Cook Balancing, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.